Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday Wellness Warriors support for the community and the most beautiful sharing of stories. My name is Kimberly Sanders, and I'm so honored to have so many here. We are normally on a screen where you can see so many shining faces. So I just want to say hello to Miss Pamela today, Miss Lauren, Miss Dottie, Miss Megan, Kurt is here, Miss Bethany's here. And we have a star of our show tonight is Miss Christy Webb. You know, I've been with this beautiful company now for over 8 years. I've been eating this beautiful food, but we have united with a company called Purium, which means pure and premium married together. We're a company that has been working with organic regenerative farming for the past 30 years. And I'm so thankful to have found something like this because at a very young age, I wasn't ever diagnosed, but the more I talked to certain people, I'm sure I had celiac. And so I've had digestion issues, food issues for a really long time. I'll be 47 in January. And I have been really amazed to feel the best ever. And I've been eating plant-based since I was 9 years old. When I was in my 20s, I went raw vegan and got super crazy about everything and just really wanted to find something amazing like this. And I found my first superfood network marketing company in my 20s. And thank goodness that didn't go through because they were like packages of goji berries, packages of maca, packages of cacao. And I was trying to teach people how to make these things taste good. And so years down the road, my homeopathic doctor and his Ayurvedic wife shared Purium with me for the amino acids and the superfoods. And so for a few years, I did my best to share while I was doing hair, 28 years of hairdressing. And just in the past 3 years, I've been able to retire from that fully. And I am so honored to lead a team of wellness warriors and earth guardians, light workers, just the most precious people that I could ever imagine. Like it's, you know, network marketing, you might call in certain people, but like it's surpassed all of my wildest dreams to call in the kind of people that I get to love and be loved by and share these beautiful superfoods and these ways of self-care systems. And why we come here is to share stories of what has happened for people that have taken on this beautiful ultimate lifestyle transformation. And it really is a lifestyle. It really helps bringing the body into an alkaline state. And, you know, tonight we have a friend, this beautiful friend of ours, Christy Webb. She has been on a journey of self-care and self-love, and her body has transformed before her eyes and our eyes. And we wanted to share slides with you today, but the internet is not cooperating properly. So we're just going to share the story of Miss Christy, and we're going to let Harvey in just in a second. So Miss Christy, I would love to just have you share. I could say some things, but I would really just love for you to introduce yourself. I know you're a mama of 3 beautiful children that are magical and doing so many beautiful things. And so we welcome our new friend Harvey to the call, and you're in for a treat to hear what Miss Christy has gone through and how Purium has really changed her life.
Well, hello, everyone. I know a lot of you and some I don't, so I'm glad to get to know some of you more. My story, actually, I started having asthma when I was around 2 and was told that I was going to be asthmatic, for the rest of my life. It was pretty severe. I'm 57, so I came at a time when there was no breathing treatments in your own home and no rescue inhalers. And so I was sick a whole lot, even to the point as I got older and wanted to know what my career was going to be. I wanted to be someone that worked with people that had asthma. I knew I'd be great at it because I had a lot of compassion for those that were struggling to breathe. And it is very scary There was times I thought I would die trying to make it to the hospital. All to say that as I got older, they started on a new drug called steroids, and that was the magic for a long time. And as we know now, it's not very magical of what it does to your body. So it wreaked havoc and it made me gain a lot of weight. And by 12, I was 205 pounds. And I just continued to grow and grow bigger. And then in my 30s, after my last baby, I was a whopping 343 pounds. And so that was horrific for someone with asthma. It was already hard to breathe, and so much less trying to carry around all that weight. But I had 3 girls and I wanted them to be active. So I just plugged along and tried to be the best mom I could be. All to say, at some point, my doctors kept saying, "Have you ever thought about weight loss surgery?" And I kept saying I couldn't afford that. Insurance didn't pay. And well, I just kept getting bigger and bigger and never could get off of steroids. It was becoming something that I took on a daily basis again as I got older. And so I was like, I'm going to die, because the doctor was like, "You're literally killing yourself every time you put the fork into your mouth." And I just ended up doing it, and it catapulted me out of my situation. Like, I can't stress to you like how much I'm so grateful that I had it done. But now I'm on my 9th year post weight loss surgery, and I can look back and see a lot of things with a different perspective. And I have to say, sometimes, am I glad that I did it? Yes, because I was dying the other way. So, but now over here, I realized they took out 80% of my stomach. So what got lost, as I build my microbiome back and learning so much about it with the company, because I've been with Purium, this will be my 2nd year, I think, on here. And yeah, I've learned so much with this company. You just can't help. That's just part of the goodness of Purium. You get so much wisdom poured into you, and at a point that you can handle, like how much you can handle, because you can get lost with so much information. As you know, this whole system of the world are saying, like, keto's great and being plant-based is great, and we get lost in all of this knowledge. And so Purium comes along and kind of guides you and teaches you so much. Um, a few weeks ago, I ended up getting the flu, and then I gave it to my whole family. Ended up with my daughter in the hospital with pneumonia. And that started me, when I got back home, I thought, oh, okay, now we can take a breath and everybody's going to get well. I didn't. I got back sick too. I ended up taking an antibiotic. And the only good thing I can say is it really plummeted me into digging into how will I build back my gut, losing all that within just 10 days of antibiotic. That there's not really a whole lot that they know. Like, when you start really digging into the internet about it, they'll tell you that they're just starting to dig into this. And so this has been the good thing. It's like I've really dug in more to find out like how important our gut is. And it's everything. I mean, it's just the connection between the brain and our gut and the immune system. And we're so diverse. All of our gut microbiome is so intricately different. And so, every challenge brings something good if you can look at it that way. Um, but what I did learn along my journey is I became um, um, I became somebody that really was passionate in the gym. I started to learn that discipline was really your best friend. And in the past, I hated it. I felt worthless because I never could stay on a diet long. But then I've learned, like, every time you're moving, you're releasing some of that serotonin. It feels good. You're self-loving, and the self-love really started to build over time since I've had the weight loss surgery. I had some skin removed and some boobs put in, and there was supposed to be a part 2, and I decided I didn't need it, that my body was fine. I was fine. I'm fine with it the way that it looks now. Um, it functions amazingly. And so along that journey of that self-love journey, that became the most gift that I got from weight loss surgery. It's just learning to really fully love who you are and the gift that you are, who you are, your soul, the essence of you. I fell in love with that person inside me, and in my belief, I believe like we're all God in a sense that we took on the essence of Him, and we show love and compassion to others. We are also throwing out the love out there that changes the universe. And that's what Purium does too. This food is so high frequency, it takes you to another level. I think anybody that's on here that's taken this absolutely knows that if you are taking this, you think differently, you feel differently. I was talking to Kim earlier and I was like, when you're sick, you're not vibrating high. You can't even think. All you want to do is get well and just get to that next day of when will I get well. And when you're on these foods, you start thinking future. You start like me, I'm in 2025. I've been writing stuff and I'm not that kind of girl that writes out, but I said this year I was going to really set goals and write them down and fully try to make those goals happen and be able to see that this time next year when 26 comes around, I want to look back and look what you did. And that just comes from vibrating higher, taking foods that really nourish you. And in 2024, I did give up really hardcore sleeping pills due to Purium. I took their cherry concentrate like 3 times a day for a while, which helps build your own melatonin. So I was able to get off of Xanax and trazodone and temazepam, which is that was just remarkable in itself. Much less the high level energy, because I'm always liking to work out. I have, 2 grandkids now, so I like to jump on the trampoline. I like to lift, and I try to get other people involved in it because it's just so good for your skeletal system and the overall, like as you age, you're gonna hold stature so differently if you'll just lift and it doesn't have to be every day like you see some of these crazy people doing it. And just 3 times a week, and you'll see as you age that you stand up differently, your posture's differently, you portray yourself to the world so differently. And when it comes to health conditions, what do I have left? Well, I was able to get off of all my diabetes medicines way back when I had my first 6 months after weight loss surgery, CPAP machine, high blood pressure pills, all that it just ended it as I continued to drive towards a goal. And I did at that time, that only was my goal, was to get the first 6 months, get 100 pounds off. And now I kind of tell people, take it easy. You don't gotta, hammer it like I was, but I wanted to get so far away from that version of myself that I was like, I have to. And I just stayed so driven. And then the next year after that, I was trying to get off the rest of it. All to say now I've gained weight back. And that was hard for me to work within my own self of, because a lot of people get really weird and they stay in diet mentality, which I don't want. And I didn't want to be locked into, oh, I can't have this or I can't have this certain kind of food. I wanted to just be normal. Like if I wanted to eat an apple, I would. And before, in my first 2.5 years, I never did that. I stayed low carb, so no fruit and meat. You're so ingrained at the doctor to focus on your meat intake. And of course, we all know with Purium, you don't got to do that. You get the best of the best with your aminos. And so it's just been such a journey to get all the way over here and think and look back and think, wow, this is living when you can live free in your mind. That is honestly, it was freedom in my body that I was looking for, all to learn that it was really freedom in the shift of peeling back all the layers of you can't, you shouldn't do that. All that stuff is just gone. It's very liberating. So that's basically, it's a fast version of my
Wow, you gave me chills so many times, and I'm so thankful that I've gotten to have you hold me in real life, and that to have you on this call is just so priceless, and always such an inspiration. You are always in such a state of appreciation and always mixing up your goodies, and to be able to hear this story, and know that you're only going up, you know, you're jumping for joy every day, just such an inspiration. And it's so nice when we can just be free of that rigidity, which is what I've lived in my whole life, and it's my practice every day to not be in a state of rigidity. It was
Well,
just the way
I
that,
think
like,
that's kind of how I started on the trampoline. Like I have pictures when I was big because I wanted to have fun. I wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to be on there. But when you're that big, the force coming down, I didn't last long. And you just your mental starts playing on you. Oh, you're fat. You can't do this. All that starts that garbage comes into your brain and so whenever I started, even when I started going to the gym, because I did when I came home, I just walked around the block. That's all I would do. And then I got into the pool month 2, month 3, I went to the gym and I would do 10 minutes on 3 different machines of cardio. And then I left because I was so intimidated there. And 10 minutes on the stairs is pretty tough for anybody at the get-go, but you just keep on. I think if people understood that you don't go into the gym thinking that you're going to be like everybody else there. Everybody starts with day one, and sometimes day one can only be 5 minutes. And if that's all you got, that's what you give, and then you just build. It's such a self-love taught place. If you'll just let it be, it doesn't have to be the way that it's given now. People look at it and they think, oh my God, I can't go in there. But you're going in there for yourself, and you're going to love yourself when you get in there. You really have to mind shift while you're on that machine. Watch the thoughts. We do, me and you and probably everybody on here. If you're doing any kind of mental work, you have to capture all the negative thoughts and then right then turn it around and say the truth. What is the truth? And why do I think that way? And is it helping me to become the person that I want to be? If you answer that it doesn't, then stop it. And if it comes again and it comes again, you just keep on until, one day it'll all shift and change. That's what happened with me. And so when it come time to jump and I was going to get on the trampoline, my first workout, I just remember it was so fun and the sun was out and I was listening to music that I started to cry because I thought, my God, this is what it's like to be normal, to have fun. And I think that just caught me and I just can't let go of it now. It's just, everybody still wonders they'll ask me, older women, how do you not pee on yourself? Oh, you just go pee before you get on there. And if you have to take a break to go pee, go pee. So, just make it work. Don't get lost in, I can't. Which brings me to say too, that this year I'm so proud because it is the scariest thing to do something different. So this year I'm going to be trying to host Zooms because I'm not good when it comes to technical stuff. And I've shared this with y'all, but I don't care how hard it's going to be and how much I mess up. I have to conquer this because I hate fear. I just hate that it holds you back. And I've already, like I said, was this year 2 and I haven't done one yet. So look for me. Y'all hold me.
Here you are. Here you are, and we'll help you along the way.
I know you will. I love all y'all.
That's the whole thing. So let me just check our time. Yeah, just we're so grateful to have you share, because there's so many different friends on. Some have been on for a few years, some are a little bit newer, and this is what is all of it. Like, I am so thankful to witness people that stick with it. And you'll see as you go on and on with this work, it's like the people that stay close and really dive into it, those will become your people that want to join a team where you're coming in, because it is a different lifestyle. Like it's you're not chewing 3 meals a day. You're eating food throughout the day as well, but you're bringing more of a superfood superhero lifestyle in. And we do have some time, and I love that Miss Pamela is on the line as well, and she too has a similar story, at least from the surgery side, and just being filled with different prescriptions and stuff. And so I love that you're raising your hand, and please share your heart as well.
Well, I was raising it because, and so many people on their phones, they might not see. There's a question in the chat from Dottie to Christy. How do you deal with drinking after having gastric bypass and getting in your water and shakes?
Um, I never had a problem with water. I actually say since my surgery, I had such good results. I didn't have a lot of problems. Of course, the gas and that kind of stuff. But what I do with my shakes is I add lots of extra, and then I use coconut water all the time. I never use just regular water. So I get organic coconut water and mix with it, so I get plenty of electrolytes. And I try to get 3 shakes a day. I usually try to do my green, a red, and then Epigenius, but sometimes it's just 2. Um, and then so I also get like alkaline water. I never drink the water from the bottles because the pH is bleh. And so try to get glass bottled water with numbers on the back, or higher pH like 9.5 or something, and then I drink that as well. And I always try to get up in the morning and drink about 10 ounces before I get started with my day.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Yeah. Well, for anyone that is watching this replay, please get back to the person that shared this with you, because we would just be so honored to have you on this journey with us. And bringing more people into this lifestyle is really, it's so heartwarming, and to be able to find the solutions. And if we found maybe Pamela and Christy way in the beginning, that would have been the best news ever, but we found them now, and we just have to trust the whole process. And the most wonderful thing is usually our suffering really supports the journey of others, and we know exactly what people have gone through, and we know what to offer as the solution. And if everything was always perfectly, perfectly perfect, then there's not as much compassion. And, so just so much gratitude, and always being able to see that gold lining in all the stories, and how fast can we drop that hot burning coal of any self-doubt, any confusion, any regret, any of it, and just drop it and be in a state of presence and appreciation and awe and wonder that we even get to be these people, that we have a vibration that could call in others. I had the most amazing talk today for like 2 hours with a sweet woman who will meet all of you, and will be, turning on the grid of the earth. So more cellular healing is happening, and just so much goodness. I just thank you all so much. And Christy, if there's anything else, one last share that you would like to offer anyone listening, and what would you like to say?
That your darkness inside you is also your greatest gift. You can learn the most from it, and when you become friends with it, is the most amazing feeling. And you should render yourself as the most amazing human being, and you have so much potential inside you. Don't let that dark side, don't, the old way is, oh, that's bad to do that. Maybe it's your friend and it can help someone else on down the line. So it's a win-win.
Completely. Oh, thank you all so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful night.
Bye, friends.